John Weaver is with us, a young father, of two?
Three.
Geez, yeah, three.
2 girls and a boy.
Family fun every day.
Absolutely.
But you've taken on a new role, and I think people are excited about the role that you're taking. You've been the Chief Operating Officer for 3 years at MBI, MassBio Medical Initiatives. Prior to that, you worked for Mass Development, the WBDC, Assumption College grad, been very involved in the community. But congratulations, the new CEO of MBI.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. We're big fan of the story of Worcester here. Coming to Assumption and really having the opportunity to get involved in the city, and where that's led me with WBDC and the exciting things that they work on, Mass Development, and now at MBI. I want to thank MBI is in a strong position right now, thanks to Kevin O'Sullivan, who was the president and CEO of MBI for over 20 years, and really nowhere you go in the biotech industry is Kevin's name not known, and he's really, along with you, helped put Worcester on the map for a lot of these businesses.
Yeah, well, Kevin trained us all. It's work hard, try to stay positive, and make things happen, and you're a part of it. So, if somebody is watching and, MBI, they know life sciences and biotech have played a big role here, the biotech park, but you guys are, have been pioneers. It's about incubating small businesses in a specific area. Why don't you talk about that, and maybe you could share, some of the locations and kind of what happens at those locations as you kind of grow these businesses? Sure.
So a lot of people don't realize, but the first biotechnology incubator in the Commonwealth was MBI. And it was here in Worcester. And the first biotechnology research park in Massachusetts was here across from the UMass Medical School. So Worcester was really a pioneer. We were visionaries in this area, and we've seen that grow. Since that time, the cluster's taken off, and other incubators have popped up. But MBI was really the initial one there. Our model's a little bit different, and fundamentally what MBI does is, if you're a scientist working at Pfizer and you want to start your own company, traditionally, you'd have to go out and take 10,000 square feet of real estate. You have to raise a ton of money in order to be credit worthy. You have to buy your equipment. You have to hire a facilities team. You have to get health and safety support. Our goal at MBI is just to synthesize that down and allow these companies to focus on their science. So you can show up on a Friday to MBI, look at a lab. Some of our labs we call closets with biosafety cabinets in it, because it's literally 100 square feet with everything they need to operate their business accessible to them. So we have shared equipment that we offer them, about $250,000 of equipment that we maintain, we run for them. They don't have to deal with that headache. And then we also provide health and safety support to the companies to make sure that they are doing everything in compliance, that their permits are in place, and that we can answer any questions they have. And the last piece of it is kind of business support. Our mantra is we're all about our companies. So we will run through walls to help them succeed, and we do everything we can to really, if they have a problem, we always want them to come to us to try to help with it, and we'll do everything we can to support them.
So, you're that scientist at Pfizer or wherever. I mean, you've got an idea, you want to develop a cure, a therapy, a cure, do a level of research. They don't have to, they can focus on the science and the development, product development, without all of these other kind of obstacles, hurdles that are real. And you've been remarkably successful in that regard. End of the day, it's about meaningful careers for people and individuals, cures, therapies, but you create jobs, and maybe you could talk a little bit about how many companies and how many jobs MBI have helped spin off.
Yeah, so there's over 800 people working in the local economy at companies that were founded at MBI. Some of those names, one of the early founders in the cord banking business is a company called ViaCord, which is now part of Perkin-Elmer. There's about 150 people working there. Biomir, who's here in Worcester, had some early affiliations with MBI. They're now employing over 100 people here in the city. Lake Pharma, which started out in one lab as a guy from Pfizer Blue Sky here at MBI, grew to eventually have 6 of our labs, about half of our Gateway Park location.
And that gentleman, Paul Wengender, is now moved from life science and biotech batches of molecules to batches of beer with greater good.
He's found a funner way to apply his biology and chemistry talent. So he's now brewing beer here in the community, and great entrepreneur, and that's really what we're trying to cultivate. There's about 800 people working at MBI companies. We have 95 graduates that have graduated from outside MBI. Right now, we have about 40 companies, and we're just so proud of what we're seeing happen, where for a long time Worcester was kind of a home to service companies supporting the groups closer to Cambridge, and we still are, and we're a great resource for that. But now we're really seeing an influx of drug discovery companies. These are really high growth companies working on curative treatments. And about 65% of our companies are now in that field. So, MBI currently has its Gateway Park location. We have a location.
Yeah, because people drive around from Central Mass, the locations. Yep. So.
Absolutely. So we have the Gateway Park location in the WPI Life Science and Bioengineering Center. We're also landlords in Gateway 2 to Blue Sky, now Lake Pharma, as we kind of help support their continuing growth. We have a location on Barber Avenue that is really more of a chemistry site. It's in the shadow of the old Higgins Armory Museum. Right. So a lot of people driving by there don't realize the next cure for cancer could be happening, right in the shadow of the Higgins Armory Museum. And we're actively, working on as part of our strategic plan, looking to add an additional site, a pretty major expansion, which is something that we're getting pretty close to.
Because you've got to turn people away. You don't have enough space.
We turn away about 80% of the people who come in our door based on the fact that we don't have the available space they're looking for.
And it's critically important. We want to create small businesses because they're the biggest employer. Never mind the fact that the work that these scientists and research are doing, cure diseases, enhance people's quality of life who have various ailments and challenges. But we also know that where there's this creativity, this idea generation, this research, larger companies kind of want to be in and around it.
Absolutely.
And so if we grow this ecosystem, we see bigger life sciences pharma saying, Boston and Cambridge isn't the only place I need to be. There's this growing ecosystem in Worcester with larger companies, great companies like AbbVie, UMass Medical School, but we've got all these companies that are generating these ideas, and it's a workforce access as well.
Absolutely. So, in addition to being a biotech incubator, MBI is also an industry advocate, and we've been working with the Economic Development Coordinating Council, the Chamber of Commerce, the City of Worcester, and the Worcester Business Development Corporation on the creation of the Worcester Biomanufacturing Park. And one of the biggest things we hear from those potential tenants there is workforce is everything. And where does that workforce want to be? They want to be somewhere that's fun and interesting. People
have pure BS maple sugar shacks that have Redemption Rock breweries, and then they can go make their stuff and have fun in the lab and afterwards, right?
And then go to the Woo Sox after that. So the entrepreneurs who are here in the city are really creating the environment that people want to be in, and that's what employers want. Yeah. So this is all part of a larger economic development strategy, and these small startup companies are really leading that energy behind it.
Right. Well, thank you, John, for your work and for your energy to take MBI to the next level, and we look forward to having you back.